So hello everyone. We are starting with this paper, and this is October-November 2023, variant 22. So let's study this paper in its entirety. The first question, that is about everyday math. It says Idris repairs computers. This is how he calculates his charge, the charge for a repair. $56 for the first hour, then $12.25 for each additional 15 minutes. That is the rate at which he charges. First part, work out the amount Idris charges for a repair that takes him 2 hours. That's the first thing. And then the second, Idris charges $166.25 for another repair. He starts work at 2:30 p.m. Find the time when he completes the repair. So now the first thing is, if it's about 2 hours, that means the first hour, that is a flat rate of $56. Now the next hour, that is 4 slots of 15 minutes each. And the charge is according to 15 minutes. So you don't have to go to the per minute thing, just work in terms of slots. So 4 into 12.25, that comes out to be 49. So this is 48 plus 149, perfect. I haven't used the calculator. You are most welcome to use it. So therefore, the total cost of the repair, that is 56 plus 49, that is 60, 56 plus 40, that is 96 plus 9, that comes out to be $105. That is the first thing. The next one, Idris charges $166.25 for another repair. So first of all, what we do is that, let me take this $166.25. Let me subtract $56 out of it. So what do I get? I get 100 that is 0.25, and 166 minus 56, that is $110.25. That is what the charges are. So now $110.25 divided by the rate 12.25, that gives me 9. What does it mean? It means that this is for the 15-minute slot. So there are 9 such slots of 15 minutes. So that means, what is the time that he completes? First of all, 9 into 15, that is 60 plus 60 plus 15. So that is 2 hours and 15 minutes. I've converted into hours and 15 minutes. So that is 60. That takes away 4 15-minute slots, another 4 slots, and this thing, that is 2 hours, 15 minutes. And this flat rate is for 1 hour. So therefore, altogether, it's taking him 3 hours and 15 minutes. The person started at 2:30 p.m. plus 3 hours, 15 minutes. So that is 5:30 and 5:45. That means at 5:45, he will complete his work. So this part is done. Idris invests $6,200 in an account paying compound interest at a rate of 1.7% per year. So this is the principal amount. This is about compound interest, not simple interest, and this is 1.7% per year. So the amount of interest, and that is exactly what they're asking, that is equals to principal multiplied with 1 plus r raised to power of n. N is the number of years. The percentage is according to year. So that is 6,200. This is 1 plus 1.7 over 100 raised to power of n, which is 4. Use a calculator and simplify. So let me grab a calculator. So first of all, I need 1.7 divided by 100, that is 0.017, add 1 to it, and then raise it to a power of 4. and then multiply it with 6200. So this comes out to be 6632.47, rounded off. So first, second, third, this is the fourth significant figure. So this is $6630, $6630. This answer is given to 3SF. Next question. The exchange rate between dollars and euro is $1 is 0.84 euro. So $1, dollar over here, euro over here. $1, 0.84. Now it says Idris buys some equipment from a website that charges in euros. The equipment cost this much. He must pay 2.5% tax on this cost. Work out the amount Idris pays for the equipment, including tax. Give your answer in dollars. So basically, it's a two-step question. This will come later. The first step, step number one, is that how much does it cost? So how much does it cost? First of all, that is 760. It's not euro, it's dollars. That is 760 plus the tax, which is 2.5%. So just hold for a second, as somebody has asked for a link. So let me just share it. So sharing it over here. So now step one is 760 euro plus 2.5% of this value, that is 760. So this is a calculator, 2.5 divided by 100, multiplying with 760. That is 19 plus 760. That comes out to be 779 euro. That is the first thing. Let me just remove the euro from here. Now, step two is what we should be doing. That is the conversion. So let me just take this up. And now $1 is this many euro. So therefore, 779 euro with the tax should be D dollars. So just cross multiply like this, multiply like this. D into 0.84, that is equals to 779 into 1. Let me write very, very clearly, and you should take care of it in the exam also, that your wordings should be clear. 779 divided by 0.84, this comes out to be 927.38. And we have to give the answer. Does it say any particular thing? So I think just round it off. So this is $927. That is the answer for this particular part. The next one. Find the size of the interior angle of a regular 15-sided polygon. So let me highlight this. Make a habit of underlining with a pencil. Now, first of all, over here, it's a regular polygon. So each interior angle of a regular polygon, because you can use this only in this case. So let me just remove this a little bit ahead. The interior angle of a regular polygon is the total angle, which is n minus 2 into 180 degrees divided by n. In this case, n is 15. So this is 15 minus 2 into 180 divided by 15. Of course, you will be using a calculator. So 13 over 15, 13 divided by 15, multiplying with 180, this comes out to be 156. So this is 156 degrees, this is 156 degrees. Now it says the diagram shows part of that regular 15-sided polygon. So let me just highlight a few of the things. That is, I'm highlighting this side, and I need a straight edge for this. So I've highlighted this side, and this side is equal, so are the other sides. The 15-sided polygon has this interior angle, that is 156 degrees. The two sides are equal. We are supposed to find x, but before we are supposed to find this, let me call this as theta. So therefore, 156 plus 2 theta equals to 180 degrees because it's becoming a triangle. 2 theta equals to 180 minus 156, which is 24. Therefore, theta is 12 degrees. But also, this whole thing is also 156. So 156 is basically x plus theta. So x plus theta is 156. X plus 12 is 156. Therefore, x is 156 minus 12, which comes out to be 144 degrees. So it's a paper 2 question, but I just needed to use a calculator over here. Otherwise, I know that 180 over 30 is 6. So this is 15 into 12, and 12 into 13, that gave me this. So that's how this question is done. Don't forget to write in this space, that is 144 degrees. Now the next one. Now this is a circle property question. So first of all, let me take a sip of tea. And then after that, it says ABCD are points on a circle center O. AB is a diameter of the circle. So if it's a diameter of the circle, so therefore, let me mark this. That is AOB, that goes like this. So that's the diameter. Again, I need that straight edge. And then I have this line. And then I have this line. I'm just labeling everything that I can think of. And what else is there? Let me label this. And the last one, let me label in purple color like this. Okay, so there are 2 purple, the dark and this thing. So let me just make it in deep blue color. So now, what are the shapes that I see? I see A, B, C, D. These are 4 points on a circle. I see a cyclic quadrilateral. So let me first write this. So A, B, C, D is a cyclic quadrilateral. The opposite angles are supplementary. Then because of this diameter, this angle at the circumference is 90. That is one other thing. Because of this, if I like this, write this thing as beta. So therefore, 24 plus beta adds up to 90. Even before that, I should write ACB is equals to 90. This is step 1. This is angle at circumference due to diameter. That is the first step. The second step is this thing. And let me take this down over here. 24 plus beta is 90, because if one of them is 90, you can directly quote the other 2 should be 90. So this is angles in a triangle. 90 is already taken care of. So therefore, beta is 90 minus 20 is 70. 70 minus 4 is 66 degrees. Now, what is there? They are asking for this beta is ABC. Beta is ABC. They are asking for ADC. That means I should go to the third step. That is now this thing, the cyclic quadrilateral thing. Let me just shift it over here. Let me write it over here. Now, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Therefore, opposite angles are supplementary. That means they add up to 180 degrees. So therefore, ABC is 66. ABC is 66 and ADC is the other one. So ABC plus ADC equals to 180 degrees. So therefore, ADC is 180 minus 66. So therefore, this is 180 minus 60 is 120, and this is 114 degrees. This is 114 degrees. Double check all this working at once. And you just have a glance of it. So now this question is completed. This is circle property. Okay, mashallah. Theek. So let me continue with this. Now let's move on. Question number 3. Just read this question. That says, Leila asked a group of people what type of exercise they prefer. So this is cycling 90 degree, running 135, yoga is the rest. Let me first use the calculator. If this is 90, that means this plus this should add up to 270. So 270 minus 135 minus 60, this comes out to be 75. So the very first thing for yoga, I've done this calculation. So for yoga, the angle is 60 degrees. 90 people prefer running. Calculate the total number of people Leila asked. Number of people who took part in the survey. That could be a better wording. So now it's running versus total. Running is 90. And even before that, running, the angle is 135 degrees. Total should be 360 degrees. Running, the number is 90. Total should be t. So just cross multiply like this. So t into 90, that is equals to 135 into 360. Just remove the degree sign. And on top of 90, there is no degree sign. Just let me remove this. Okay. So now I'll use a calculator definitely. So, or actually I can do it without the calculator. 135, again, I'm just putting in the degree sign. I have a habit of that. 360, again a degree sign, divided by 90. So therefore, 90 ones are 90 fours are 4 into 135. That is 2 times 270. Therefore, this comes out to be 540. That is the answer for this thing. So this is question number 3, part A. Calculate the total number of people that Leila asked. So let me just double check one thing. 90 prefer running, and we were looking for the total number of people. So that is 540, and let me just write thing once more. So 91s are 4 into 135, that is 540. Okay, now it says work out the fraction of the people who prefer yoga. There is one thing that I'm just worried about. Let me just check one thing. This is 60 degrees. This is 60 and 60. I think I made a mistake over here. Let me just double check. So 135 minus 60, that comes out to be 75. First of all, this is 75. Let me correct myself. So maybe in a hurry, there was a mistake made. And this is 75 because it might be coming up. And running is 135. So running is to total. So it's 135 to 360. So therefore, 90, that is the number of people representing this. And this is t. So t into 135. Okay, here's the mistake. So I just had a feeling that I missed out something and it was not making sense. That means in a hurry, I multiplied in a wrong manner. So t into 135 is equals to 90 into 360. So now you should use a calculator. So therefore, 90 into 360 divided by 135, this comes out to be 240. Now it is all good, all perfect. So one single mistake and everything was ruined. But I have this thing of double checking it. That's how you correct your mistake. Work out the fraction of the group who prefer yoga. So yoga angle is 75 degrees. This is 75 degrees out of 360 degrees. That is the fraction. That is 75 over 360. So I can work with 5s. So 5 into 25. Or actually, I can even work with 15. 15 would be better. So 15 into 5. And 15 into 24, and that's an exact answer, 5 over 24. So let me just double check. I think someone must have pointed out, thank you. Someone has pointed this thing out. So let's move on. So now This thing is done. Part B. Now it says Leila records the number of steps she walks each day for 60 days. The number of steps in thousands. Now keep that in mind. That means she's not walking 5 steps. That is, she's walking 5 into 1,000 steps. This is like a standardization. Complete the histogram to represent the data. So I need the class width. That is 5 and 8 is 3, 8 and 10 is 2, 10 and 12 is 2, 12 and 15 is 3, 15 and 20 is 5. I need frequency density. That is frequency over class width. So 9 divided by 3. So this is 9 over 3. This way we are dividing. 9 divided by 3 is 3, 16 over 2 is 8, 14 over 2 is 7, 15 over 3 is 5, 6 over 5 is 1.2. And the first thing is already drawn for us. That's 5 till 8, and the frequency density is 3. That's right over here. And what we see is that the number of squares, always double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 1. So it's basically 0.2 each small square. Vertically. And horizontally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, it's 0.2 this way. So this is 5.2, 5.4, 5.6, 5.8, 6.0. This is perfect. So now we have to draw it. 8 till 10, the frequency density is 8. So let me choose a color. 8 till 10, the frequency density is 8. So let me get started with this. And naturally, I'm drawing it without a ruler. So that's how I get 8 till 8. Oh, sorry, 8 till 10. Okay. The next one, that is 10 till 12. The frequency density is 7. So 10 till 12, the frequency density is 7. So we're going like this. Okay, that is perfect. Then we have 12 till 15. The frequency density is 5. So 12 till 15, like this. The frequency density is 5. That goes like this. And the last one is 15 till 20. The frequency density is 1.2. So the last one, 15 till 20, this is 1. No, it's not a curve. And that's how it's completed. Now it says, Leila has a target of 11,000 steps every day. Find an estimate for the percentage of these 60 days that Leila meets his target. So now, first of all, over here, this is from 10 till 12. We don't have the original data. We assume that this 14 is equally divided. So that means 10 till 11, Leila is taking 7,000 steps. 11 till 12, she is taking, again, 7,000 steps. So 11 till 12, that is 7,000 steps, 7,000 steps. And then more than 7,000, we have this 3 and we have this 5. So let me take this, actually the top one. So let me take this, and this. This is more than 11,000. So 7 plus 3 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. So therefore, what do we get? 7, 15, and my bad, it's not this thing, it's not the class width. This 7 is out of the frequency, then there is 15, then there is 6. So 7, 15, and 6. So 7 plus 15 plus 6 divided by 60 into 100. So 15 plus 13, that is 28 over 60 into 100. And when we multiply, we get this answer as 46 2/3%. So this is 46 2/3 if you want to give the answer in the exact form, or if you want decimals, that is 46.666, which can be rounded off as 46.7, correct to 3 significant figures. So any which way would be counted as correct, provided you take care of the accuracy. So now we are starting with question number 4. The first part, that is 5x plus 6 is equals to 3x. So now 5x plus 6, that is 3x, therefore 2x is negative 6x is negative 3. I mean, that's too simple. The second one, the mass of a plum is n grams. The mass of an apple is twice the mass of plum, so this should be 2n. The mass of banana is 50 grams more than the mass of apple, so the mass of apple is 2n, so this should be 2n plus 50. So we have n, we have 2n, we have 2n plus 50, the total is 450. So n plus 2n plus 2n plus 50 equals to 450. N to n to n, that is 5n. This is 450 minus 50. 5n is 400, therefore n is 80 grams. So that is the answer right over here. No need to write the units are already there. Now this one is about solving by factorization. So what do? We will write x squared, x1 into 21 is 21 with a negative sign. So 7 and 3, but negative 7x plus 3x minus 21 equals to 0. X minus 7 plus 3, x minus 7 equals to 0. Therefore, x minus 7, x plus 3 equals to 0. X minus 7 equals to 0, x is positive 7. X plus 3 equals to 0, x is negative 3. I'll write the negative first and then the positive 7. So that's the answer for this part. Question number 5. It says a bag contains 40 balls, 28 are red. So there are 28 red and the rest are green. So how many are green? 40 minus 28, that is 12, they are green. Aisha takes a ball at random from the bag, notes its color, and then replaces it. Find the probability that this ball is green. So therefore, the total denominator is 40. Now, how many are green? That is 12. Are they asking us to reduce it? No, they are not. So leave the answer as it is. Aisha repeats this 200 times. Work out the number of times she expects to take a green ball. Basically, this is in context of relative frequency. I have explained it many times. Relative frequency is another name for probability, chance, ratio, whatever you want to call it. So now, 12 over 40, what does it mean? Out of 40, there is a chance of 12 that she will pick it up, the green card, the green ball. That means out of 200, let this be G. So just cross multiply. G into 40 is 12 into 200. Therefore, G is 12 into 200. And this is divided by 40. So let me create some space. And I have this liberty over here. You don't have it. So make sure when you do the working, it should be precise. So now I'll do the working. This is the 0 and the 0 will cut off. And 4 ones are, 4 5s are 20, 12 5s are 60. So this answer comes out to be 60. Now it says a bag contains 9 blue and 7 yellow balls. So there is blue, there is blue, there is blue, and then there is yellow. So I don't have the yellow color. So I'll be using purple instead. So this is yellow, yellow, and yellow. Sergio takes 2 balls at random from the bag without replacement. So denominator is 16, denominator is 16, denominator is 15, 15, 15, and 15. Now, if I focus on the blue, after blue, there is another blue. So this 9 reduces to 8. That's perfect. Even before that, this is 9. 16 minus 9 is 7. So there are 7 yellow balls. That also says in the question. 7 becomes 6 over here. And what about this numerator? for this thing. The numerator for this thing is the same as before. So this is 7. And for blue, it's the same as before. That is 9. And of course, you should also know that the probabilities in any branching should add up to 1. 9 plus 7, 16 over 16 is 1. 8 plus 7, 15. 15 over 15 is 1. 9 plus 6, 15 over 15 is 1. Find the probability that the two balls are of the same color. That means we are interested in blue, blue. We are interested in yellow, yellow. So let me write yellow, yellow over here. Let me write blue, blue over here. So therefore, let's focus on the denominator. That is 16. This is 15. This is 16. This is 15, which I can also see from here, 16, 15, and so on. For the blue, blue, that is 9 and 8. So this is 9, this is 8. For the yellow, yellow, that is 7 and 6. So when we multiply, what do we get? 7 and 6 is 42. And blue, blue, 9 and 8 is 72. So 72 plus 42, 16 into 15 is 240. So this comes out to be 114 divided by this one. So therefore, this is 114 over 240. Again, we don't have to reduce it. Just leave the answer as it is. So now question number 6, and let me have a look over here. So that's right over here. And okay. Now people, now I'll be focusing more on that working. And if there is any kind of a question, I mean, just let me know on the WhatsApp. So I prefer WhatsApp more. So let me go back to that question, because it kind of disturbs the whole thing. Complete the table. So now when x is 0, y is 4 raised to power of 0 over 10, which is 4 raised to power of 0 is 1, 1 over 10. I can write it in fraction. I can write it in decimals because the decimals are there. Draw the graph of this thing for x between 0 to 3. So the scale on the vertical axis, focus on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That means each one is 0.1. So 6.1, 6.2, and so on. Similarly, on the horizontal, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically, two small squares are 0.1. So this is 0.1, and then this is 0.2, and 0.3, and 0.4, and 0.5. Okay. So now let's focus on this. That first one is 0 and 0.1. So the first point, and I'll mark it 0 and 0.1. So that is right over here. The next one is 0.5 and 0.2. So this is 0.5 and 0.2. That is right over here. The third one is 1 and 0.4. Third one is 1 and 0.4. That is right over here. 1.5 and 0.8. 1.5 and 0.8. 2 and 1.6. 2 and 1.6. So that is somewhere over here. And then 2.5 and 3.2. So this is 2.5 and 3.2. So 3.2 is right over here. And the last one is 3 and 6.4. So this is 3 and 6.4. That is right over here. So now I join it. Let me choose another color. Let me choose a thin line. Okay, that's how the graph is drawn. So let me mark these values, just making it obvious so that the examiner can check my working. So this thing is done. Use your graph to solve the equation. This thing equals to 5. Now this thing over here, that is what we have drawn. So we are left with y is equals to 5 to draw the line y is equals to 5. So if I draw the line y is equals to 5, this is a horizontal line. Like this, touch the graph, go down, and this is what we are looking for. So this is the direction, this is the direction, and this is, let me focus on this. This is 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, and this is 2.8. So this answer is 2.8. So let me write over here, x is equals to 2.8. Now the next one, by drawing a tangent, estimate the gradient when x is equals to 2. So at x is equals to 2, if I draw a tangent, so let me draw a very thin tangent. Okay, I'm just lucky that it just almost fits the spot. So that is the thing. That means let me take 2 points. This point on the curve at 2, we have this point. At 2, it's 1.6. So at 2, it's 1.6. That's 1 point. And this one is the other one. That is 1.25 and 0. So this is 2 and 1.6. And the other one is 1.25 and 0. So this is 1.25, 0. So let's calculate the gradient, which is 1.6 minus 0. 2 minus 1.25, this is 1.6 divided by 0.75. So let me grab my calculator. This is 1.6 divided by 0.75. This comes out to be 2.13. So this is 2.133. So let me write this as 2.133. And the examiner in the mark scheme has given the answer anywhere between 1.7 to 2.5. And ours lie almost in the middle. So this is too good, too perfect. So this thing is done. Now, this is a question that was done in the workshop also. It was done in class also. So this is the time that we are looking at it again. So the sketch is y is equals to x squared plus ax plus b. Now we know that coefficient of x squared is 1. We need to find a and b. Now there is a format that is called the factorized form of quadratic equation, which says y is equals to a. Let me use some other term. Y is equals to m x minus p x minus q. M is the coefficient of x squared, which we know in this case is 1 because we can see it. And what is P and Q? P and Q, they are the x-intercepts. So it's a format, just like y is equals to mx plus c, that there is a minus sign over there. So we will write y is equals to 1, x minus 2, x minus 5. Just multiply it out. That is x squared minus 5x minus 2x plus 10. This is x squared minus 7x plus 10. Definitely, this knowledge has to be known before you can try it out. And compare it with y is equals to x squared plus ax plus b. So therefore, a is negative 7 and b is positive 2. So that's the answer for this particular part. Now, question number 7. Question number 7, it's about coordinate geometry. 2 points are drawn. ABC is a triangle. So there are 5 possible coordinates for point C. Negative 2, 4. Let me label each one of them in a different color. So negative 2 and 4, negative 2 and positive 4 is like this. The red one. Minus 2, minus 1 in blue. Minus 2, minus 1 in blue. The third one in green, that is minus 1, minus 2. Minus 1, minus 2 is over here. The fourth one is 6, 1. So the reddish one is the 6, 1. And the last one is minus 4, 6. So that is negative 4 and positive 6. Okay, so there are 5 possible positions, as you can see. Take the 2 coordinates from the list that makes ABC and isosceles triangle. Now we know that if we talk about isosceles, 2 sides are equal. It could be somewhere like this. It could be like this. I'm just looking at it. So there is a possibility. What about this? Doesn't look like this. What about this? It could be a possibility. What about using this? Something like this? I don't think so. What about this? So it's just doing this. I think this one definitely is. So this one, 6-1, definitely deserves a tick mark. So therefore, this is one of them. And I'm just looking for one more. So if I think of a perpendicular bisector, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So this is like 1, 2, 2.5, and then 1.5. So this is like the midpoint. So let me just mark the midpoint over here. So this is 1, 2, 2. This is the midpoint. And if I draw, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 1.5. So it doesn't look that much like a midpoint. Hold for a second. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. 5 right, and then 3 up. So therefore 1, 2, 2.5, and 3. This is the midpoint. So this one is the midpoint. That's right over here. If I draw a perpendicular bisector like this, then a point on this perpendicular bisector should also be there. So -2, -1, is this a perpendicular bisector? Something like this. Doesn't look like that. I think this is a possibility. So I think the other possibility is this one, which is -2, 4. So -2, 4 looks like the other option to me. And it all depends on how you look at it. So this looks like that it lies on the perpendicular bisector, because then this distance and this distance would be the same. So, I mean, you can have a good look if you have a paper rather than me looking at the iPad. So now these two make sense to me. Find the column vector AB. Now, column vector AB, what is it? That is OB minus OA. So column vector AB, that is OB. Let me make it thinner. That is AB is OB minus OA. Let me first do this, and then I'll go back to the first question. What is OB? OB is 1 and 4. What is OA? OA is -4, 1. So 1 minus -4 is 5. 4 minus 1 is 3. So this answer is 5, 3. That's right over here. Now, someone has asked this thing, that how do we select this? Now, when we say that it's an isosceles triangle, that means two of the sides could be equal. So AB could equal to BC. That is one possibility. It could be AC equals to BC, and so on. So there are different possibilities for this one. So now what you have to do is that if you have the paper, draw it, and you can have a feel of it, or you can calculate it. But keep in mind, it's only for 2 marks. So 1 mark for each thing. We have studied loci. Loci, we draw the perpendicular bisector. That means any point on that perpendicular bisector would be equidistant from the 2 points. So in my view, this is one, this is the other one. A is the midpoint of the line DB. So I need to look at D. So first of all, I'll write the coordinates of A. I can work in coordinate geometry, -4, 1. Coordinates of D, let me write it as XY. Coordinates of B is 1, 4. That means the midpoint should be this. So therefore, let me take the X coordinates, take the average, it should equal to this. So X plus 1 divided by 2 is -4. X plus 1 is -8. X is equals to -9. Similarly, let me take the Y coordinates, add them up, it should equal to average of that equals to 1. So Y plus 4 divided by 2 is 1. Y plus 4 is equals to 2. Y is equals to -2. Therefore, the coordinates of D is -9, -2, which also makes perfect sense. Because if A is that midpoint, that means we are going this much and we should be going this much. So somewhere over here is D, which makes perfect sense. -2, 9, -2. Now they are asking us the length of DB. So let me create some space over here. No, it won't work. So now we have D, which is -9, -2. I can work in vectors. I can work in coordinate geometry. Both would be fine. And this is -4, 1. Therefore, we are looking for DB. So this is D. And they're not asking us D. So we could have calculated DA and double it. So this is, I did something extra. Because they were not they're asking for the vector DB. No, it's not extra. I thought the magnitude of DB. So let me do it both ways. B is 1, 4. Let me find DB. That is OB minus OD. OB is 1, 4. OD is -9, -2. 1 minus -9 is 10. 4 minus -2 is 6. Therefore, the magnitude of this vector, that is 10 square, 6 square, under root, that is 100 plus 36 under root. That comes out to be 136. Let me grab my calculator. So I should give the answer in the square root, 136. And the square root, that is 11.66. So let me write this thing as 11.7. That's one way. Now let me add the page. And let me just draw a small diagram, because they were not asking for D as such. They are not asking for the DB vector as such. They are asking for the magnitude. So if I draw a line like this, and I mark B over here, A is the midpoint, I mark D over here, and AB was already calculated, right? AB was 5.3. So we know that AB is 5.3. Magnitude of AB is 5 square, 3 square, square root. That is 25 plus 9. That is square root of 34. And what is square root of 34? So again, my calculator. So that is 34, and the square root, that comes out to be 5.83. Therefore, AD and AB should be the same. Therefore, DB, magnitude, should be 2 times the magnitude of AB, or for that matter, 2 times the magnitude of DA. But we don't know D. I'm not interested in finding D. So 2 times 5.83. So 5.831 actually. This is 5.831. So multiply by 2, and that gives me the same thing, which is 11.66, which can be rounded off as 11.7, correct to 3 significant figure. So this is an alternative way that I've done. So this is one method, this is the other method, and do make a habit of writing the level of accuracy that we have used. So now this thing is done. Coordinate geometry, vector, combination question, it's not over yet. The equation of the line P is this much. First, let me write in the standard form, which it already is, but underneath it, let me write y is equals to mx plus c. Line L is perpendicular to line P, so gradient of line P is 4. Therefore, let me choose another color. Gradient of line L should be -1/4. If 2 lines are perpendicular, the gradients are negative reciprocal of one another. Line L passes through the point 64. Find the coordinates of the point where the line L crosses the x-axis. Let me just find the equation of the line. Y is equals to mx plus c. Y is equals to -1/4 x plus c. Plug in 6 and 4. So this is 4, this is 1/4, this is 6 plus c. This is -3/2 plus c, which is 4. So 4 plus 1.5 is c. So therefore c is 5.5 or 11/2. Therefore the equation is y is equals to -1/4 x plus 11/2. Now it says line crosses the x-axis, therefore y coordinate is 0. So y is 0. Therefore, -1/4 x plus 11/2 is 0. Let me write line crosses x-axis. So therefore, minus 1/4 x is negative 11 over 2. Minus minus cancels out. X is 11 over 2 into 4. So 11 into 2, x comes out to be 22. Therefore, the coordinate is 22, 0. Now, some people, very few I know, they would also try to attempt it this way. They would simply say, when the line crosses the x-axis, let this point be x crosses the x-axis. So therefore, the y coordinate is 0. So this should be x, 0. So this is x, 0. This is 6, 4. And the gradient of this line is minus 1/4. So just apply the gradient formula. No need of the equation. So this is 0 minus 4 over x minus 6. This comes out to be negative 1/4. So line passes through 6, 4, and the line crosses the x-axis. So 0 minus 4 over x minus 6. Therefore, minus 4 over x minus 6 is minus 1/4. Get rid of the negative sign first, because that causes a lot of trouble. So now I have 4 and 4, that's 16, is equals to x minus 6. Therefore, x is 24. Therefore, the coordinate is 22, 0. So again, this is an alternative way of solving this equation without finding the equation of the line. So now this is done. So let me just go back and double check. Will the paper be easy or difficult? It depends on your practice. Now let's move on. The diagram shows a small rectangle inside a large rectangle. The height of the large rectangle is x. So again, the large rectangle, this is x. And then says the length of the large is 4 times the height. So this is the length. That is 4 times the height. So if this is x, this is 4x. The width of the shaded border is 3, that we can see. The area of the small rectangle is 80. So let me just focus on the green one. So this is the small rectangle. And this is 80. So let me just... Now, for this small rectangle, this length over here, we will subtract the 3, we will subtract the 3. So therefore, this width is x minus 6. And similarly, we will subtract this 3, subtract this 3. So this is 4x minus 6. That is the length. So therefore, the area is length into width. Area is 80. That is x minus 6 into 4x minus 6. Use brackets over here also. That is x into 4x, 4x squared, x into negative 6, negative 6x, minus 6 into 4, negative 24x, 6 into 6 is 36. This is 80, make a 0 over here. This is 4x squared minus 30x. And 36 minus 80, how much is that? That is 44. So this is negative 44 equals to 0, divide by 2. So therefore, 2x squared minus 15x minus 22 equals to 0. And that is what we have proven. Just take care of the plus minus sign. It's all good. It's all clear. Solve this equation. Give your answer correct to 2dp. That means quadratic formula is a must. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. X is equals to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, the whole thing over 2a. So therefore, a is 2, comparing coefficient, b is negative 15, c is negative 22. Let me evaluate the square root separately. That is minus 15 whole square minus 4 into 2 into negative 22. Let me grab my calculator. 15 square is 225. That is something easy that I know of. But 4 into 2 into 22, that is 176. 176 plus 225, that's 401. And the square root of 401 is 20.024. So square root of 401 is 20.024. Or actually 025. Let me make it 025. So therefore, this is minus b minus 15 plus minus 20.025. The square rooting is already done, divided by 2 times 2. So either or. So 15 minus 20.025 divided by 4, or let me write this or over here. This is 15 plus 20.025 divided by 4. So we are getting 2 answers, and these answers are negative 1.26, and this is 8.76. So when we are talking about solve, just solve and write even the negative answer. But when we relate it to this thing, of course, we cannot take a negative dimension. So now calculate the shaded area. What is the shaded area? Shaded area is the area of the big rectangle minus area of the small. The area of small is already given. The area of big is x into 4x. So shaded area equals to area of big minus area of small. That is x into 4x. And this is 80. That is 5x squared minus 80. That is 5 into this value. Let me just use the unrounded value because I lost it in the way. 15 plus 20.025 divided by 4. That is 8.75625. So this is 8.75625. This is exact. So let me just erase this. This is 8.75625 minus 80. And don't forget to square it. So first of all, if I square it, that is 76.67 multiply, hold for a second. So 8.75625, square it, multiply by, I don't know, some issue is there. So this is 8.75625 into, I don't have my scientific calculator handy, 75625 into 5. Actually, it's 4, not 5. It's 4, my bad. I added it. So that is this divided by 5, multiplying with 4. So that is 306.68 minus 80, and this comes out to be 226.687. Let me write this thing as 227, and this is centimeter square. So this is 227 centimeters square. So that is how this question is done. Let's move on. Question number 9. Now it says ABCD is a rectangular field. C is due south of A. So let me first mark this thing. That is C is due south of this thing. So let me just draw it straight like this. Okay. So that is one single straight line. And okay, perfect. Martha walks at average speed of this much, and this is a rectangular field. That means this is 210. So this is 210. This is 450. This is 450. This is 90 degrees. Now Martha walks at an average speed of 5.2 kilometers per hour. So let me first add the perimeter, because they're asking us the time to the nearest minute. That is 450 plus 210. Add these two, multiplying with 2. So that is 460, 660 into 2. That is 1320 meters, but it's in kilometers per hour. That is 1.320 kilometers. That is basically the distance. That is 1.320 kilometers. The speed of Martha is 5.2 kilometers per hour. Therefore, the time taken will come out to be hours, because that is the unit that we are dealing with, 1.320 divided by 5.2. So 1.320 divided by 5.2, that comes out to be 0.2538 hour. Multiply it with 60, we get 15.23 minutes. They're asking for the nearest minute. So therefore, the final answer is 15 minutes to the nearest minute. Basically, they are asking to the nearest integer. The next thing, show that the bearing of D from A is 245. So the bearing of D from A should be all the way up till here. This is 245. Now we know that this much over here, it's already 180 degrees. If somehow I can get hold of this angle theta, then this bearing is 180 degrees plus theta. I just have to find theta. This is what we are looking for. Now it's a right angle triangle, very easy. 450 is the opposite. 210 is the adjacent, so we will apply tangent. So tangent of theta is equals to 450 divided by 210. So let me get this thing. That is 450 divided by 210, 45 divided by 21, and degree mode, and then shift, and then tan. That comes out to be 64.98. So theta is 64.98, which can be written as 65 degrees, because we are interested in 3SF, and yes, it will be in 3SF in a short while. So 180 plus 65, 180 plus 60 is 240, 245, that is the answer, correct to 3SF. So even though I have rounded to 2SF, there were 3 significant figures over here, that is why it worked. So that's how the answer is, very simple. Now this question, a nice question, even though this is not a 3D trigonometry, just basic, but a nice one. Now it says PQR is a triangle, S is a point on PR. And then all these dimensions are given, calculate QS. So let me first make some lines. First thing is this one, then this blue one, then this green one, because there are different triangles to look for. And by the way, how many marks is that? 5 marks. That means it's an involved question. And then we have this pinkish type of line. And then we have this purplish kind of line like this. So now all these lines are there. We are interested in QS. That is the green line. So we are interested in QS, but it won't come easy. 35 degrees is opposite to PQ. 42 is opposite to 12.6. So there is the small triangle, there is this triangle, and then there is the big triangle. So step 1, let me write it. Step 1, that is focus on which triangle? That is the big triangle, which is PQR. Apply sine rule. So PQ over sine of 35 degrees is equals to 12.6. Let me write it properly. 12.6 divided by sine of 42 degrees. So make PQ the subject. That is 12.6 into sine of 35 degrees divided by sine of 42 degrees. Just plug in the calculator and we get PQ as 10.80. So that is 10.80, correct to 4SF. PQ is not the objective is QS. So now this is 10.80. There is an angle in the middle and there is 10.3. So now apply cosine rule. So step 2. Step 1 was sine rule. And step 2 is the triangle PQS. And there is no such thing as that if there is a 4-mark question, it is sine rule. And if it's a 3-mark question or a 5-mark question, it's cosine rule, nothing like that. Altogether, it's an application of both, and the total mark is 5. So how can you justify it? The main thing is understanding the concept and exactly what is required. So QS is cosine rule. So let me write it. So therefore, the green thing, QS, the whole thing square, is equals to 10.3 square, 10.80 square minus bracket 2 into 10.3 into 10.80 square into cosine of 42 degrees. Plug everything in the calculator and we will find QS. And QS, I haven't calculated it. I will leave it up to you, or I can just have a look at the mark scheme very quickly. So this is over here, 244, and Q is, I think that is this one. And this comes out to be 7.58. So let me go back to this thing, and this comes out to be 7.58, and that is the answer for this particular part. So this is correct to 3SF. So this thing is done. Now question number 10, a mensuration question. Now volume of cone is given 1/3 pi r square h. Curved surface area of cone is given pi r. Now it says a solid is formed from a large cone with a small cone removed from the center. The small cone is mathematically similar. Sometimes they use the term geometrically, sometimes they use the term mathematically similar to the large cone. So let me start underlining it. So first of all, small cone is similar to the large cone. Where is the large cone? That is this one. Where is the small cone? That has been removed. But inside, you can have this shape. This thing is removed, still it feels like a cone inside. The height of the large is 21. That is 21. Diameter of the top is 18. That's the diameter of the large cone. Height of the small is 14. So now let me draw some lines. And first of all, let me draw this 18 like this. It's cutting the 18. So let me just show it this much and then this much. So this is 18 for the large. This is 21, the height for the large. And let me mark one more thing. That is the slant height for the large. I'll be using it later. Now for the small one, this is the radius that we are looking for. Then this would be the slant height. And this would be the perpendicular height. Of course, it forms a right angle triangle. So, let me just draw it like this so that you don't feel that something is missing. So now what do we have? We have, this is 18. This is a diameter. This is a diameter. Let me write this as D. This is 21. This is 14. Its similarity. The ratio of 14 is to 21 should be the same thing as this diameter to this diameter. So I'll write diameter small, diameter large, height small, height large. Diameter small is what you're looking for. Diameter large is 18. Height small is what? Height small is 14. And this one is 21. So ds is 14 over 21 into 18. Use common sense to take common and simplify. So 7 2s are, 7 3s are, 3 1s are, 3 6s are, 2 6s are, 12. So diameter of small is 12 centimeter. Now they are interested in the volume of the cone, volume of the solid. So first of all, volume of large cone, that is 1/3 pi r square h. And volume of the small cone is 1/3 pi r square into h. So first of all, 18, half of 18 is the radius, that is 9 square, and h is 21, and 12, half of 12 is 6 square, and this is 14. So that is what we have. So basically, it's the volume of the large minus volume of the small. So now over here, volume of the large is how much? So let me simplify. So volume of the solid, that is, I've taken pi over 3 common out. This is 9 square into 21 minus 6 square into 14. So now let me grab my calculator. So 9 square into 21, that is 81 into 21. That comes out to be 1701. And 36 into 14, that comes out to be 504. This comes out to be 1197 over 3 pi. And 1197 over 3 is exactly 399 pi. That is the answer for volume of this solid. That is in terms of y. Now we are interested in the total surface area. Now, in order to find the total surface area, let me just remove this D from here. Let me remove it from here. Now, if I focus on the red color, so let me just draw it over here because I can see the figure. So this is the red figure, a line horizontally, a line vertically, and then an hypotenuse. Similarly, for the blue, the small one, line like this is not drawn to scale, just to give you the idea that one is large and the other one is small. So now let me use the white marker. So therefore, this is 9. I'm just using the radius from here till here till here. That is what we are using. So for the red one, this is 9. This is 21. This is the large, the arc length. Sorry, not the arc length, the slant height. And over here, this is 6, and this is 14, and this is the small slant height. So basically, it's an application of Pythagoras theorem. So the working that I'm doing over here, this is basically for part B. So 9 square plus 21 square, let me write over here, LL square is 9 square plus 21 square. Let me remove the square root, and let me put a square, and let me put a square root sign. Similarly, the small one, that is the blue one, 6 and 14. So this is 6 square. Let me write it correctly. This is 6 square. This is 14 square, and the square root. So now this one is coming out to be square root of 232. This one is coming out to be square root of the first one is not the 14, and this thing, that is 232. And this one is coming out to be 522. So now if I use a calculator, I'll use a calculator at the end. So it's not worth using it over here. Now the total surface area of the solid is the curved surface area of the large cone plus curved surface area of the small cone plus something else minus something else that will soon come. So this is pi, this is r, which is 9 into L, which is 522. This is pi, this is r into L, which is root of 232. Now, what is this over here? Don't forget the top. That is area of the big circle minus area of the small circle. So area of the big circle is pi into 9 square. So let me just close this thing. So let me just make it smaller. So this is pi r square big minus pi r square small. This is for the top. So now this is pi and this is 9 square. And this is pi and this is 6 square. And when we do all this thing, what do we have? This one is easy, that is 81 pi, and this is 36 pi, and this comes out to be 45 pi after the subtraction. And this is pi common. This is 205.63 plus 91.39 multiplied with pi. So now add it all up. This comes out to be 1074.62, which comes out to be 1070, correct to 3 significant figures. So a little bit of calculation was there. As such, the working straightforward. So it's basically usage of Pythagoras theorem, volume formula, taking common, using the working at the end, preserving your accuracy and things like that. Now this one. The height of a cylinder is 13. So this is about a cylinder, no more cones. This is a separate part, part B. Height is 13 centimeter, correct to the nearest centimeter. So there could be a lower bound, there could be an upper bound. Nearest centimeter means nearest integer. So 13 minus 0.5, which is 12.5. This is 13 plus 0.5, which is 13.5. Similarly, when we talk about the radius, there could be a lower bound, there could be an upper bound, but it's correct to the nearest 0.1 centimeter. So add and subtract 0.05. Nearest centimeter, nearest unit, add and subtract 0.5. So therefore, this is 4.5 plus 0.05. Actually, the first one is negative. Negative 0.05, that is 4.45. 4.5 plus 0.05, that is 4.55. So again, lower bound, upper bound. Now it's asking for the upper bound for the volume of the cylinder. So volume of cylinder is pi r square h. They all are multiplying together. So for the upper bound, the radius should be upper bound. The height should be upper bound. Pi is a constant. So this is pi. Choose the upper bound, 13.5. Choose the upper bound, 4.55. So this is pi r 4.55 square into h, that is 13.5. And we multiply it out. And if we multiply it out, so therefore, this thing is coming out to be, I think, calculator is not working. Hold for a second. So therefore, this is 3.142. This is 4.55 into 4.55 into 13.5 into 3.142. This comes out to be 878.137, 878.137. Round it off. So therefore, let me write this thing as 878, correct to 3SF, and this thing is done. So now we are on the last question, and it's all good. So let's move on. So finally, the last question. That is fx is 4x plus 1. Find f of negative 3. So f of negative 3, that is 4 into negative 3 plus 1. Negative 12 plus 1, no hurry, negative 11. So therefore, this answer is negative 11. Find g inverse of x. Let y is equals to gx. Therefore, g inverse y equals to x. That is the strategy. You will learn more in A-level maths. So y is equals to 2x minus 3. Y plus 3 divided by 2 is x. X is g inverse y. So this can be written as g inverse y. But we have a habit of writing everything in terms of x. So therefore, we will write x plus 3 divided by 2. That is the g inverse x. Last part, simplify 2 over fx. So 2 over fx. What is fx? 4x plus 1. This is 2 over 4x plus 1. And this is 1 over gx. What is gx? That is 2x minus 3. So this is just a basic question of LCM. 4x plus 1, 2x minus 3. Leave it as it is. That's the LCM. 2 multiplies with 2x minus 3. 1 multiplies with 4x plus 1. So the numerator is 4x minus 6 plus 4x plus 1 over these two brackets, which is 4x plus 1, 2x minus 3. Just simplify the top. So 4x plus 4x, that is 8x. And minus 6 plus 1 is negative 5 divided by 4x plus 1, 2x minus 3. And that completes this paper. So I think we started somewhere like 9:05 or something, or 9:10, something like that. So that means in maximum 1 hour, 10 minutes, or maybe 15 minutes, I'm able to do this 2 or 30-minute paper with explanation. So just the last minute tip is that in one shot, show all your working. Show all working clearly. I think that says it all. That shows the steps. That shows the clarity. That shows the accuracy, if and when needed. Steps I've already underlined. The right formula to apply, and so on. So good luck to you all. And it's time that you practice no more papers. This is enough for you. You have a paper in the morning. Good luck to you all. Take care.